And hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 76 of Druids Dozen. Now, I know that last week I promised you I'll be doing a load of albums this week, but basically I've just come back not long from having my COVID booster jab, and just been a little bit groggy and headachy. They said I would. So, yeah, I thought I'll do something a bit different this week, and I'll... the singles went down well last week, so I thought I'd break out some 12 inches for you. So I'm going to call this one 12 inches and single. Boom, boom. Yeah, my name's John. They call me the Rock Druid, and radio DJ, you know. Couple of shows. I didn't do the finger dance last week, so I might as well do it now. Description, links to which are both down there and over there. So, yeah. So, yeah, check them out if you want. BCFM Sunday Rock Show on BCFM Radio on Sundays in Bristol, and the Rock Druid Show on astroradio.earth. Goes about 3 times a week. Anyway, without further ado, 12 inches and single. Kicking off with this one. This is Money Talks by ACDC. I haven't got my glasses, I'll have to get them in a second. There's the back. I'm just going to grab my glasses on you, I forgot something. There we go. So there's the front. There's the back. Whip this out. There's the disc. And also hidden in the disc here, I'll show you that last, actually. This is a picture slip, pick one of those poster sleeve jobs. Opens up that side, but over here, you can see it, massive picky of Angus Young. Yeah, I used to stick these things on my wall, you know, but then I began to realise that they kept their value better if you didn't, so I left it. I'll leave them now. Oh, and the other thing, there we go, an ACDC $1 bill, not retrieved by me personally, but a mate of mine saw them. ACDC on the tour for the Razor's Edge album, and they apparently had this big cannon firing paper, sort of like mock ACDC paper money into the audience, and he grabbed a couple of bills and brought them home with souvenir prezzies for some of his mates. So yeah, so Jeff Baker, thanks dude, appreciate that. Yeah, Money Talks, ACDC, track taken from the Razor's Edge album. B-side with a non-album track, Borrowed Time, and Mistress for Christmas, which is one of my all-time favourite Christmas tunes. Typical ACDC, from this sort of later period. They're fun, up-tempo rock and roll numbers, and they go with the boogie. Not much else to say on that. ACDC, Money Talks, cracking track from a cracking album. Okay, jump back to the 1970s, the next one, something a bit punky. There we go. Looking After Number One by the B-side, and on the A side, Boomtown Rats there. Flipping round, there's the back, 2 bonus cuts on here, Born to Burn and Barefooting, tracks which I don't think are on any of the albums, but anyway, they're live versions recorded in Amsterdam. I'll slide this out there, you can see the disc, Enigma Records. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, always like the Boomtown Rats. Looking After Number One. I think it was their first big breakthrough single in Britain. I don't know. But anyway, really early single of theirs. Cracking track. Bit of a rocker from Bob Geldof and the boys. This has got a cut out and tie on Boomtown Rats armband. Never been used. I'm going to cut me record sleeve up. Be interesting to know how many people actually did that, because it could be a pretty flimsy nap armband. But anyway, yeah, not much else to say. Boomtown Rats looking after number one. Corking tune. Okay, next up we've got something a bit interesting. Here we go. Jethro Tull, Living in the Past club mix. Yeah, there's the front. There's the back. There's the disc. Now, this is a really weird one. This is Jethro Tull doing a 4-track dance mix EP of their big hit Living in the Past. And yeah, the versions are Living in the Past club mix, Living in the Past 7-inch mix, which is basically a pretty standard remix of the original track. Then you got the Ravey Davey mix, sorry, the dub rave mix and the dub NY mix. Different dance styles, kind of done there, got you know, been remixed for. And as someone that's not really into dance music, not really my bag, I'll admit. Although this has come in on handy on a couple of occasions where I've been playing party nights, etc., where I've been one of a number. They've booked a number of DJs in different styles to kind of do an event. I mean, the most famous ones I used to do like that were the staff and crew parties for the Ashton Court Festival in Bristol, and at least like having different DJs, because there are rockers and punks and dance heads and all that kind of thing. And when we used to do the club nights for them, we used to kind of there's about 4 or 5 DJs doing them in sort of like half-hour, 40-minute turns, and either coming out of a dance mix into a rock mix or out of a rock set into a dance set. This was always quite a handy bridge to have. So I did get played then, but not much apart from that. But it's an interesting curio. Yeah, Jethro Tull, Living in the Past, the club mix EP. Right, another poster sleeve now. Here we go. This is the Almighty and Destroyed. There's the front. There is the back. Which is the same as the 12-inch single sleeve. There's the front. There's the back. And once again, the Mackie great big poster. Folds out lustily, if you can see that. And there we are, Ricky Warwick and his boys. And on the other side of the poster, there we go. Yeah, the Almighty band. I've got a couple of albums on that by them and a few singles. Not a band I dislike, just a band I've never really got round to getting into. If that makes sense. Good band, roots in Northern Ireland. Done some pretty sweet albums. The album this original cuts off, which is what was it? Blood, Fire and Love. All pretty sweet stuff. Nice, heavy, bit kind of got a bit of the old New Model Army vibe about it as well, giving it a bit of a kind of goth punk edge. But overall, pretty sweet. Of course, main man Ricky Warwick now got quite a good solo career as well as fronting the travesty version of Thin Lizzy and the Black Star Riders, which were, so yeah, mixed career, but yeah, overall quite sweet. This is a pretty good album. Destroyer itself, or Destroyed, sorry, one of their early kind of heavy, noisy tracks. Can't remember what the B-sides are like. Bloodfire and Love, title track of the album. There's a kind of heavy metalised remix on here, but this is pretty sweet as well. But yeah, the Almighty are a good band. Deserves to be bigger than what they ever were, but believe me, if you like bands like the Cult and that, the New Model Army, the Almighty, if you've never heard of them, are well worth checking out. So yeah, the Almighty, Fire Destroyed. I'm going to get this in because this is kind of... my 12-inch sleeve has gone all floppy. Oh, so I'll pack that away afterwards. Yeah, put that down there. Okay, next up, here we go. For some reason, in here, there's a wiring diagram for a Fender amplifier. Probably just got shoved in here for safekeeping and forgotten about. I've got the Fender amp over there somewhere. It's my little 15-watt Pracky amp. So, yeah. Anyway, there's the front. This is Manowar, All Men Play on 10. There's the back. 1983 this was. Slide this out. And there we are. 10 records, which was I believe a Virgin sub-label. Yeah, it was a Virgin sub-label. 84, sorry. And yeah, it was a rock and roll sin to try giving in to make money and turn down low. They said, don't be proud, don't play so loud, be like us and get a sound that's real thin. Wear a polyester suit, look happy, look cute, get a haircut and buy small gear. That's when I looked at the man and said, hold it right there. This is more to you than me than just a job. And while I'm playing, they won't get robbed. No one sells this man out to play. It just ain't that way, because all men play on 10. Yeah, Manowar, one of their kind of big, heavy, anthelmic, air punchy kind of, we are metal and we rock kind of numbers. Taken from the Sign of the Hammer album. And yeah, just cracking track. B-side, also from the Sign of the Hammer, Mountains, which was one of more Manowar's kind of, I'd say more serious, but it's a bit of an epic number, about 6.5 minutes long. Pretty sweet. Yeah, I always had a big soft spot for Manowar, and this was one of my first bits of Manowar that went into the collection. So yeah. Manowar, All Men Play on 10, 1984. Okay, next up we have a band I don't know that much about. Black Alice. This is the No Warning 12-inch. With 3 tracks on the B-side. Running Hot, Running Wild, Man and Metal and Hell House. All of which, that's actually Running Hot, Running Wild's a album track. So the other two, Hell House and Man and Metal, non-album tracks. All the tracks lifted from an album called Endangered Species. Beyond that, and the fact that these guys are a 4-piece Australian band, I can tell you naff all about them. Found this in the deletion track many years ago. Took it home, thought it was quite cool, and yeah, been in the collection. Never really got round to tracking down the album. I keep meaning to, but I suppose it's easier now, it's digital. But you know, in the days of vinyl, never did find a copy of the album. Yeah, good band. He kind of got that Aussie boogie. The Off Street Tunes label, which I think is an Australian label, so this must be an import. Yeah, it is. So yeah, noticed a lot of Australian bands, especially from this period, had the kind of boogie beat to them. You know, that heard ACDC and Oyster too. You know what I'm talking about. Typical Aussie band, got a bit of a boogie to them. Nice, heavy, gutsy rock and roll. Very Australian sounding and very good. Beyond that, I can't tell you. 1984 it came out. So anyone got any news on Black Alice, you know where the comments are. Make a note. Let me know. But I want to say thanks to a couple of people that have, over the last couple of weeks, have gone through some of the older videos from a few months back and kind of filled in some information that I asked for. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it greatly. Okay, next up, here we go. Phil Lynott, Dear Miss Lonely Hearts, solo down in Soho. There's the front. Sleeve on this is a bit dog-eared now, unfortunately. There's the back. Phil Lynott solo recording. And there we are. Vertigo Dean label there. Yeah, nothing on the run out groove or anything like that. From Phil Lynott's second solo album, Solo in Soho. And yeah, Dear Miss Lonely Hearts, the A side. The only track on either of Phil Lynnott's two solo albums that actually sounds anything remotely Thin Lizzy. Primarily because technically it is Thin Lizzy, although released as Phil Lynnott's solo track. And the track that Phil Lynott used to do with Lizzy in the 1980s. Solo in Soho, a bit of a kind of funky number. A lot of sort of like Phil Lynnott's two solo albums. They explore stuff away from the stuff he was doing with Lizzy, with the exception of the title track on here. They kind of, there's funk and reggae, there's folk rock, even things like calypso and, you know, early dance music in places. But I don't explain it because, like I said, if you're into Lizzy, you don't want to do a solo album that sounds exactly like Thin Lizzy. Yeah, but overall, the A sides, both tracks are pretty damn good. The A side, about a bloke writing to a Lonely Arts Club boy and a Lonely Arts Club. You know, a sort of agony art writing back. Interesting little kind of lyrical idea, and it's got some sweet kind of who is it? It's Brian Robson and Snowy White, I think, twin guitar work on it. But yeah, pretty sweet album. Phil Lynott, Dear Miss Lonely Hearts, 1979, I believe. Okay, next up, another 12-inch EP. Recorded in 1977, although wasn't released until 1982. This is the Sonic Assassins EP. Technically, is it Hawkwind? Well, it's Hawkwind as the Sonic Assassins to be exact. I want to be nitpicky. Yeah, basically, when Hawkwind were kind of in hiatus for a bit in 1977, Dave Brock and Robert Calvert got together with Harvey Bainbridge, Phil Hales and Martin Griffin from Devon prog rockers Ark, and put together this this kind of jam improvisational band called Sonic Assassins. Did a couple of gigs. This was recorded live at the Queen's Hall in Barnstaple, Christmas Eve 1977, and you know, the Sonic Assassins material, it got drip fed out. The A side, Over the Top, lovely improvisational piece of work. Robert Calvert spouting freeform poetry over the rest of the band, kind of jamming away with gypsy music to quote Calvert. The other two tracks, Death Trap and Free Fall, more established Hawkwind tunes, but given a kind of trippy Sonic Assassins workout. Yeah, just pretty sweet. Don't know how much this is worth. It used to be silly money, but you know, I haven't looked at this for ages. You know, this is a flick knife pressing that came out in 1982, so yeah, interesting material and a must for all kind of Hawkwind fans. It's part of the Hawkwind canon. Yeah, Hawkwind is the Sonic Assassins 1977 EP. Okay, next up, something a bit sleazy. Here we go. This is Elvis Died For You by the Zodiac Mine and the Love Reaction. There's the A side. There's the B side. Whip this out. Nothing I've got anything in there to look at. No, just a sleeve. There's the disc there. Got, as I say, Zodiac Mine and Love Reaction. Part of that UK sleaze rock movement, later 70s. Had a couple of big hits with Prime Mover, Backstreet Education, late 80s. Still a band that carries on and off to this day. This particular track from the album, listed from their album Hoodle and Thunder, which was around about 1991. Again, corking track. B-side, you've got TV Brain, which is on Hoodle and Thunder, and Don't Do Anything Illegal, which is a non-album track. But the A-side, the main track, Elvis Died For You, a beautiful little rock and roller, part tribute to Elvis Presley. Elvis went to heaven, babe, wearing his blue suede shoes. Something about killer shades and this kind of thing. Great track. One of my favourite Zodiac Mine numbers. Yeah, nothing more to say apart from that. Zodiac Mine Love Reaction. Elvis Died For You. He did, babe. Take the hamburger as the body of Elvis Presley, and the Budweiser as the blood of Elvis Presley, as it says at the end of the record. Great stuff indeed. Okay, next up, bit of Marillion. Bit of very old Marillion. Here we go. I was looking for the Market Square Heroes 12-inch, but I couldn't find it, so I got this out as a sort of second best option. This is the Garden Party 12-inch single, 1983. One of the really early Meridian singles, about their second or third single. There's the front. There's the back. The two B-side tracks are a cut called Charting the Single, recorded live at the Hammersmith Odeon, and Margaret, live at the Edinburgh Playhouse, neither of which are recorded anywhere else. There we are. It's the EMI yellow label. Mate, first pressing, I think that means. Yeah, just great stuff. Corking track, classic song off Meridion's Grip for Justice Theory album. Mark Wilkinson artwork, of course, on the front there as well. Story about kind of posh people having garden parties and shagging in the bushes and all that kind of thing. And if you ever get a chance to see the video, it is on YouTube. The video for garden party is absolutely brilliant. Steve Rothery, the guitarist, refused to shave his beard off because the rest of them were dressed up as schoolboys. So Steve Rothery ended up playing the vicar, then ended up getting thrown in the lake about 3 times. But yeah, great song and great video. So yeah, Meridian Garden Party from 1984, sorry. Brilliant track. Check the video out, get the album. Prog rock at its finest. Okay, next up, band I've been rediscovering lately. Bow Wow, Japanese hard rockers, known as Bow Wow in Japan, came to Britain. Obviously, they couldn't call themselves Bow Wow over here because we had Bow Wow Wow, the punk band. So changed name to Bow Wow and spent about 3 or 4 years based out of the UK. Did some corking records, did some absolutely storming live sets. There's the front. This is the Don't Leave Me Now extended single, which is about an extra 2 minutes of guitar solo and an extra chorus that's not on the album version or the 7-inch version. Turn it round. There's a bow wow on the back. And this lineup there includes Neil Murray, the former Whitesnake bass player, which was quite funny because when you see him live, he's noticed he's standing way back from the rest of the band. Because when you used to go and see Bow Wow live, not so much when you had the original bass player, but Neil Murray, very tall. A lot of the Bow Wow guys, they're kind of average to short. You're talking about 5'6" to 6'3", and Neil Murray used to tower over them in a kind of almost comic way. Not knocking him being in Bow Wow or playing bass for him because he's a great bass player, but he was just something anachronistic that used to tickle me every time I saw him live. Never put me off going to see him live, so about 4 or 5 times over the years. Yeah, so this track's lifted from the album V, or 5. Absolutely corking number, kind of keyboard driven, heavy rock. Just absolutely superb. Although actually on the record, if I remember rightly, John Wetton plays bass because he was spending his session in the studio before Neil Murray joined full time. So, yeah, another John Wetton connection. You can't be in a band in Britain where you couldn't be unless you had John Wetton playing for you at some point. But anyway, corking song. One of the best tracks from a really rich period from this band, and if you haven't checked them out, please do so. Bow Wow, you'll not regret. Yeah, Don't Leave Me Now, the extended mix. Leads us on to the last one I'm going to show you today. Here we are, Blue Oyster Cult. Take Me Away, 12-inch. There's the front. I've got to admit, I do love the artwork on this side. There's the back. And so going back to the front, lots of Blue Oyster Cult eyes, the Egyptian symbolism there. Now, Take Me Away, the main track, taken from Blue Oyster Cult's 1984 album, 83 album, one of the two, for The Revolution by Night. Not the greatest Blue Oyster Cult album, but one that's a bit interesting. I do like the album. A lot of Blue Oyster Cult fans don't. They say it's one of their weaker albums, but you know, when it's got tracks like Shooting Shark on it, it's not bad. And Take Me Away is a storming song as well. The other tracks on here are basically they're giving you a kind of sampler of stuff. You have got the original studio version of Don't Fear the Reaper, the Agents of Fortune version, You got a Doctor Music, which is one of the few Blue Oyster Cult tracks I've never got on with. But you got a live version of that from the ETL live, and then Extraterrestrial live album, and then Burning for You, another one of their big hit US singles, which is taken from the Fire of Unknown Origin record. Yeah, probably done that way as a kind of EP for European consumption, because apparently the US versions of this have got different track listings. So yeah, but overall it's not bad. I've got all the tracks on other formats now, but when I got this when I came out, it got played a lot because I didn't have all the albums then. And yeah, it's Blue Oyster Cult, and I can love Blue Oyster Cult. So yeah, take me away. Pretty good stuff, Blue Oyster Cult. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, so that's it for this week. Apologies if I've not been exactly firing on all six. Like I said, coming up from the COVID jab, feeling a bit headachy and groggy, so threw something together quickly, and I promise normal service will be resumed next week. So until then, peeps, remember, like, comment, subscribe, give me feedback, and if you know any of these releases and you want to sort of like pass comment on them, always good to hear from you. And check out the radio shows down there, over there, Finger Dance for the Missus. And until next week, peeps, loves you all. Bye.